Hello everyone, Brad Johnson here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the addiction to high frequency. Now, high frequency is a wonderful thing. It is something that we are moving towards in more of a natural level of being. However, what I have discovered through looking at the collective consciousness of a spiritual community, of a New Age movement, is that there has become a complacency as it represents the pursuit to moving into higher frequency. Now, higher frequency is all about being able to work together in a state of being where you are transcending the aspects of drama, where you are moving past the degrees of emotion, and you're moving much more into a degree of neutral mind. But basically, the misunderstanding about what's happened with a lot of the spiritual community and the New Age movement is that they are utilizing the excuse of high vibration to basically represent an escape or to create a state of identity within themselves. Now, basically, this is happening because we feel this tranquility. We know that when we break the barrier, when we shatter the shell as it represents a five-sense reality, when we're moving into much more glorious heights of seeing these states of being, we crave it. And that craving now becomes an addiction to wanting to move more deeper into higher vibrational frequency. This is not the answer about how you are going to move into a higher vibration. Because basically, if you're still having a lot of dramas, a lot of emotional states, a lot of problems, a lot of conflicts, all of these particular issues that have happened in the past, and you just simply try to put all that aside, you try to brush it under the rug, you try to escape, you try to run from it, then basically you're not going to be able to hit that higher mark as it represents a high frequency. Basically, the high frequency has just basically been condensed as a form of identity, and that we are preventing ourselves from feeling that we can't have any particular type of expression when it comes to physical matters, when it comes to addressing other people's feelings, when it comes to actually being able to meet with our own feelings. What happens is that we get this voice inside our head saying, oh, I really shouldn't talk too much about these emotional matters. I really shouldn't talk too much about these earth-based affairs. It's going to affect my vibration here. If I talk about this stuff, I'm going to go low again. Don't know if I want to do that. Right? So when we get into that particular type of mindset, what we do is that the addiction to high frequency prevents us from being able to work together as a human being. A human being will always have the low aspects. They will have the mid aspects. They will have the high aspects. It is not about the idea of feeling that you need to stay up here all the time in a heightened degree of barometer. It is not about a forcefulness. It's not about attempting to force yourself into moving into a high frequency. Just it's okay, I'm in complete agony, but that's all right. I'm just gonna keep smiling. I'm just gonna keep enjoying myself. I'm just gonna keep staying in this high frequency because I'm spiritual. If this doesn't work, right? And we get into that mindset, that vibration of just feeling that really, if we're feeling we're in a high frequency, we're really just about here. And we are, again, creating these mindsets, these belief systems of saying that don't look into your drama. Don't look into other people's drama. Tell them it's okay. Tell them, hey, love and light. That's all right. Just go into your happy space and just create. And it's rainbows. It's whiskers on kittens. It's high violet light. And that's it, right? Do not be afraid of your darkness. Do not be afraid of your shadows, because it is being able to look face to face with those shadows. Look face to face with that darkness. And that is what's going to help you move into a natural frequency on a heightened level. You cannot, again, force yourself to go into a high frequency. That's not possible. That, again, will turn into identity. That, again, will turn into separation. that will basically show more inconveniences, inconsistencies, feelings of internal battling that's going to take place when you start looking at yourself in only a high vibration mirror. You basically say that all we're doing is we're putting on the rose-colored sunglasses and just looking at everything in a heightened perspective. But again, as stated, that can happen. But it's all about working together as a shadow worker. So this is what I've talked about quite a while back in one of my videos, is that it's about a shadow worker before a light worker. A light worker will eventually come into the fold once they have worked very, very deeply with their shadows, once they have been able to ally themselves with their woes, with their darkness, and that their darkness is their teacher. It's not your guru in India that's sitting and telling you to enjoy all this stuff and not to do this, blah, 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 blah. It's your own internal guru. It's your own internal master. It's your own internal teacher that is showing you aspects of yourself from the darkness. So with this little patch of blackness, darkness, shadow here, this is what we are looking to create a cooperation, an alliance with. And when we start doing that, we start looking into these emotional states with ourselves. We start accepting that we have lived through aspects of trauma. We're not trying to filter them. We're not trying to run from them. We're not trying to escape from them, because that is the idea of the high vibration deception. We go into that idea of feeling that we just need to be in love and light, and again, everything is just beautiful and everything is just wonderful, when deep down inside, you're suffering. This heart feels shattered. And I will create an adoption to the degree of a high vibration to try and sweeten my life, to try and fill a void. And this is again what I've discovered, is that so many people want to just basically adopt this sweet and sour aspect of the high vibration frequency, the cotton candy of high vibration, and just start munching this down and attempt to fill a void. But that's not how it works. This is how you create passiveness. This is how you create apathy, is when you start to feel that you are beyond the earth matters, or that you are beyond the physical matters, that none of this stuff really matters, it's all just an illusion, don't worry about your emotions so much, just cast it all aside, sweep it all under the rug, and let's go hold hands and let's go skipping in a big field. Right? That is not the understanding. That's not the idea here. What really makes a beautiful being unfold themselves is the willingness to look into that shadow, into look into the face of their trauma, into looking into their emotions and saying, I accept you. I forgive you. I forgive myself. I forgive others that have been a part of this trauma in my timeline. Show me more through emotion, so I can fully understand exactly what it is that you are saying to me, so that I can do all the necessary steps to heal and bond myself with relief, with liberation, with peace and tranquility within myself. Now you're understanding. Now you're getting the point. It is the shadow itself that is your greatest teacher, that is helping you to understand more about yourself, by looking into areas of yourself that you have, again, cast off, put into the shadows. And those shadows will keep coming back, stronger and stronger each cycle. So the whole key here in that sense is not to feel that your spiritual well-being, that your spiritual nature is an addiction, not an addiction to the idea of a heightened vibrational frequency. Not the addiction of feeling that you need to be highly evolved, and that you need to be love and light, and that you need to be completely touching the angel's hands all the time. Because really what makes the strongest person is the person that can touch the shadow's hands, that can touch the degrees of darkness and saying, I want to learn from you, because this is where I've cast off all my traumas. This is where I've put all of my hell that has been in the darkness, and it is a part of me. And as long as I can accept that, accept what has taken place, not attempting to run from it, but being able to see the entire scope from what my emotions are telling me about this, now I feel truly liberated. Because I have worked with my darkness, I have shattered myself, I have deconstructed myself, and I'm building myself up one piece at a time, realizing the importance of the value of every piece. And the only way that's going to happen is when I start to care about myself, when I start to care about my emotions, when I start to care about my feelings, when I start to care about others, when I start to care about what they're going through, and realize that all of our situations are interconnected, and utilizing our own experiences, working with our own shadows that has given us the wisdom to now work together with others, because we have shattered ourselves and we have rebuilt ourselves. And now higher frequency is a naturalness to us because we have gone through much of the traumas that have really prevented us from getting there. And now that we are at one, at peace, and unified with trauma, natural high frequency is becoming my reality, because I do not need to force it. I do not need to look for it. I do not need to search for it. I do not need to feel that it is outside of myself. It's coming in to me. It's bonding with me, because the emotions themselves are releasing. The traumas are being accepted. They are being forgiven. They are being liberated. And now I am replacing those energies of void with that which naturally serves me in joy. Congratulations. In that very moment, you're a light worker. That's how it works. That's the key to your liberation. That is how you naturally become one with higher frequency. Thank you so much for watching, and feel free to check out my website, realitywhisperer.com, for sessions, courses, and a lot of free media as well. Thank you again, and I'll speak to you again in another perspective of the now. Take care, namaste, and may it be well with you. Goodbye. Hello everyone, Brad Johnson here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the addiction to high frequency. Now, high frequency is a wonderful thing, is that they are utilizing the excuse of high vibration to basically represent an escape, or to create a state of identity within themselves. Now, basically, this is happening because we feel this tranquility. We know that when we break the barrier, when we shatter the shell, as it represents a 5-sense reality, Now, higher frequency is all about being able to work together in a state of being where you are transcending the aspects of drama, where you are moving past the degrees of emotion, and you're moving much more into a degree of neutral mind. But basically, the misunderstanding about what's happened with a lot of the spiritual community and the New Age movement, it is something that we are moving towards in more of a natural level of being. However, what I have discovered through looking at the collective consciousness of a spiritual community, of a New Age movement, is that there has become a complacency as it represents the pursuit to moving into higher frequency, moving into much more glorious heights of seeing these states of being. We crave it, and that craving now becomes an addiction to wanting to move more deeper into higher vibrational frequency. This is not the answer about how you are going to move into a higher vibration, because basically if you're still having a lot of